morning, Floss Tube. Katrina, the Crafty Cataloger here. It is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, hopefully you'll find something that you enjoy seeing. And if you are a returning friend, thank you for stopping in to visit today. This is my channel where I talk about all my crafting adventures, and usually that is cross stitch, but I dabble in knitting, quilting, paper crafting, and I also enjoy reading, so I usually share a little bit about those hobbies as well. I appreciate everyone who commented on my last video where I talked about how Flosstube has changed me as a crafter, and it appears that I am in good company because many of you indicated that you have also evolved as a stitcher because of watching Flosstube. In my last video, I also mentioned that I was going to record a video about an online database that is about hobbies and crafts, and I did do that, and I posted it last weekend. I know a few of you have had a chance to watch it. I hope that you will find it useful, and I hope that those of you who are not in the state of Michigan can find a way to access that, because I think it is a really great resource. I'm going to try to make today short and sweet. As usual, I have a list of things that I'd like to get done on my day off from work, and I probably won't get to half of them. And I'd still like to have time at some point to sit and do some crafting. So let's start off today with cross stitch. So I worked on 3 whips this last month. I worked on Mill Hill Joy of Christmas. This is a Mill Hill buttons and beads kit called Joy of Christmas. I just said that, didn't I? There is what it should look like when it's finished. I believe I do have a picture of where it was the last time I showed it, so I will insert that here. And I actually did work on this quite a bit. Oh, I better remove my needle minder, it's covering stuff up. I did work on this quite a bit this time. I believe I finished the snowman completely. I believe I did this square with the tree completely. And I worked, I think the reindeer's done too, and I finished him. I think he's completely done. So really I have to do this square, which I think is, yeah, I'm working on this square. I have to finish the beads and add the button on this square, and then I have these 2 down here that I have to finish. So I made quite a bit of progress on this. I worked on this 3 times. I did not count my stitches on this project this time. I do enjoy counting my stitches. It gives me a sense of satisfaction, especially when sometimes I feel like I don't get a lot of stitching time. It is nice for me to be able to look back at my spreadsheet and think, okay, so you didn't get a lot of stitching time, but you did do however many stitches. And that does make me feel better, like, okay, so I am getting to do what I enjoy. Maybe not as much as I want, but I am getting to do it. But some projects I'm finding it's just more work than it's worth, I guess. And this is one of them. I love that Pattern Keeper keeps track of my stitches for me, so that's awesome. So I don't know, I may change what I've been doing, and I may just go to counting my stitches more on projects like that and not worrying about counting stitches on the smaller projects. I haven't decided for sure. When I put these kinds of things into my spreadsheet, what I've been doing lately is just giving myself 25 stitches, even though many times I know I did more than that. I figure I average about 100 stitches an hour. And obviously it changes if I'm doing beads or if it's got a lot of confetti in that area, but so I know I don't ever sit down and not work on something for more than 15 minutes. So I figure 25 stitches at least lets me know that I did work on it. And I have highlighted those cells in a different color on my spreadsheet, so I also know that it's an estimate. So anyway, the weird things that we all kind of do. Anyway, then I also worked on snowbells, which is going to look like this. Sorry, this one is, I had purchased 2 of these, you may remember. This is Mill Hill Snowbells Jingle. It's a Debbie Mum design, and I had purchased 2 of these with the intent that my nieces will each get one for Christmas. And you may remember that I had one finished. I worked on the second one some more. I worked on it once. Worked on it once. And again, I didn't count my stitches. I am doing this one on, I'm using all the kit stuff except for I'm not doing it on the perforated paper. I'm doing this one on 14 count Aida. And sorry, I'm not getting great light there because of the stand giving it some shadow. So I have the top portion mostly done, and I've gotten a lot of this guy, his body filled in. I really need to do his base, and then I need to do the beads. And this is going to be my focus for the next couple of weeks. I really want to get this one finished because I still have the snow globe that I had hoped to make for my son's girlfriend that I haven't even started. So, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm kind of like, how in the world is next week Thanksgiving already? Like, where time is just flying. It's crazy. Okay, if it looks different, I had to change my battery because even though my camera said it had a full battery, I guess it didn't. So the third project I worked on this month was Mini Deer Creek by Heaven and Earth Designs. I believe this is artwork by Donna Gelsinger. And I will put a picture of where it was last time you saw it right here. I worked on this one 13 times for a total of 4,440 stitches added, and I'm pretty excited because for the first time ever I actually managed to finish at least part of a full coverage fanatics challenge. I did the first book in the November book challenge. I have enough stitches to cover that. I took a picture and posted it to do the second book, but I don't really have any, I don't really think that I'll manage to do it, especially since I need to do 1,000 stitches on Sunlight Sonata for WhipGo. So I probably won't get another 4,000 stitches on this yet this month. Anyway, I am doing this on 18 count easy count using the DMC call for threads, and this is where it is now. Sometimes you just sit and stare at it. I love this. It's just so beautiful. I worked mostly here on the female deer. I have just a few more stitches of confetti to fill in there, but for the most part I have that corner done. This last weekend I was working some more on the body of the male deer, and I think if I can find some time today, I might try to do the last bits of confetti here, and then I think I'm going to head back over here and I'm going to get this area here filled in so that I can go ahead and roll it up. I am almost to the 50% mark on this, so I'm pretty excited. And last month I told you that I was going to steal a play out of Jackie from Cross My Stitches playbook, and she was creating tags for all her projects so that she would have that pertinent information right handy when she was filming. And I had shown you that I had purchased these tags from Joann's, and that I told you I had a rubber stamp on order. So my rubber stamp came in. So I went through and I have stamped on the tags, and then I will write on them. So this one is for my Heaven and Earth designs. So I have actually gone through and done the whole package. I will be writing the information on these, and then I will be hanging them or putting them with each project. So I did do that. I mean, I started that project. I have no finishes or FFOs. I really need to get a couple because I have a couple things that need to be done for Christmas. There's a piece that I did earlier this year. It was a birdhouse that is for my mother-in-law for Christmas. And I need to go buy a frame and a mat and make sure that I get that framed here in the next couple weeks so that I can get it wrapped and ready to go. My plans for cross stitch for the rest of November and the first part of December will be to finish and fully finish the Mill Hill Jingles ornaments and to do the snow globe ornament, to frame the birdhouse, and then I'm going to get Mill Hill Joy of Christmas back out and try to finish that. I do need to get 2 more squares done for my whip goal for December, so it's going to come out anyway, and at this point I feel like I might as well just finish it because it's that close, and plus I would really like to get it done. I will try to work more on Mini Deer Creek, and also, as I mentioned, put in the 1,000 stitches on Sunlight Sonata. I really have no purchases this month aside from some DMC. I mentioned last month that I was going to try to start keeping a list on my phone of 10 to 15, maybe 20 DMC colors that I needed to try to fill in my master set. And I have been doing that, and so like 2 times now already I have been at the store and I've purchased 15 or 20 DMCs, and I've been pretty good so far. I've even brought them home and cut them and hung them in the box. And I know that I'm going to be shopping on Friday with my sister-in-law, so I'm sure we'll hit either Joann's or Hobby Lobby, or maybe both. And I intend to buy another chunk there as well. So, I mean, I can definitely see that that is a good way to do it because I'm already 4 or 5 cards in and things are filling in nicely. I may also add another few numbers to my list. I need to start collecting the DMC floss to do mini in the library, which I want to start next April with Sarah, the Stitchin' Mommy, and Terry Lee from Terry Lee Crafts. So that wraps up cross stitch. Let's look at the knitting now. So I have worked on 3 things in knitting, and I'm only going to show you one. I've worked on the socks. The progress on the socks is extremely slow because I basically only work on it at work after I'm done eating lunch, so maybe 15 minutes, and I think I'm a slow knitter, and I'm usually trying to flip through Facebook at the same time, which I really should just not do, but it's slow. I would really like to get them done just because I'd like them done. I have worked on the baby blanket. I'm not going to show it because I think I've put in about 6 rows, so it's like this much. I mean, I can see where my marker was and I can see that I've made progress, but it's really not enough to show. The other thing that I'm working on steadily is my long line cardigan. I'll put a picture of what that should look like right here. I don't remember. I have markers everywhere on this thing. I have a marker here. I think this is my front side marker, which I probably don't even need anymore. I want to say that this one right here is my marker from where I was last time. I'm pretty sure that's where I was. So if that's the case, which I think it is, I did from here to here. So the top to that marker since I saw you last. And then I had to, the directions said to break my thread and put those stitches on hold and basically start doing the same thing on the other side. And so then I've done from here to here on this side. And I have to make this side match this side. So let me line it up. So I know this is going to be hard to see, but I have about this much left. I have to make this equal this. So I have about that much that I still need to knit on this other side. And then we'll just see where the directions take us from there. I still really love this yarn. I think it's really pretty. I really hope this sweater fits and looks decent when I'm done. It has definitely challenged me, and that's not a bad thing. So, and I did start another ball of thread last night, actually. So, progress there. And that's all I'm going to show you in knitting. And I'm not showing you any paper crafting. I'm not showing you any quilting. I did want to talk about something else though, real quick. Back, I can't remember for sure, spring or summer, Amber from She's Craftin' had tagged me in a crafting bucket list challenge that had been put out by Jen M. Bowman, I think is her channel name. I will link all of them below. And the challenge was to list 6 things that you really want to accomplish in your crafting. And I keep forgetting to do that. So I'm going to do that now. I don't know exactly what kinds of things I should have been putting on this bucket list, but these are the 6 things that I have chosen at this point. Number 1, I would like to finish Mini Deer Creek and get it gifted. Not only because I really want to give it to him, but also because I really don't want to have more than, I'd really like to not have more than 3 full coverage, large full coverage projects going at a time. I know that next year I'm going to end up with some overlap when I start Mini in the library. For a while I will have 4, but I'd like to keep it down to 3. The second thing I've added to my list is a quilting project. I don't think I ever showed this in my organization stuff. I keep my quilting projects in these Snapware boxes. I really like them because the lids snap on and the handles fold down into the lid, so then you can stack. So I have 3 or 4 of these stacked under my sewing table. Very nice boxes. It frustrates me though when I go to buy a new one and they've changed the color of the lid, which I know is minor and I shouldn't be worried about it, but the second item on my list anyway is this project. It's a quilting project. This was a panel that I purchased. It's called Music Staff of Life, and you bought the panels with the words. So I actually have it started. Here's the first block. It says, if music be the food of love, play on, Shakespeare. Then this one is started, but as you can see, not finished. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the minds, life to everything, and that's by Plato. The reason this one is torn apart is because this corner seam right here is not lining up and it's way off, and I am so frustrated because I can't figure out how to make it be right. It's like 2 or 3 of the blocks went together perfectly and then one is not, and so it got stuck in a timeout, and it's been in timeout for months. Here's the 4th block. It says, "Music washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life" by Bertold Orrick, or Rock, I don't know how you say his name. And then the 4th block, "Music is love in search of a word." So then, and I realize that does not look, those blocks don't look like this picture, but the pattern came with, the fabric panels came with a pattern that offered 6 different options, and I chose that as option 3, I believe. Like, I don't think I'd be giving anything away if I do this. They show 6 different types of quilt blocks that you could do. And see, there's 3, that's the one I did. Honestly, I chose the one that had the fewest points because I struggle getting my points to line up. Anyway, then you put it together into this, wall hanging, and I'm going to use this fabric, I think, is the backing. It's got a little sparkle in it, music. And we have a fake fireplace in our bedroom. It's a glorified space heater is what it is, but I like the look of it, and I think it's pretty. And there's a spot above that wall that's blank, and I purposely haven't put anything there because I want this to go there. And these colors, actually some of these fabrics are leftover fabrics from the quilt that lays on our bed that my mom made us. So this is my next, after Christmas. I'm not even gonna say that I'm gonna pull it out before Christmas. Oh, here's one of the other fabrics I have to go in it. Just the music print. I'm not even gonna say that I'm going to pull this out before Christmas because I know I'm not. I can be realistic in that. But after Christmas, this is my next. I want to get this finished and off to the long armors and hanging on my wall. So that is item number 2 on the bucket list. Item number 3 is to finish and be able to wear that long arm cardigan. Item number 4 is not so much as to do a certain thing, but I would just like to get my whip list down. I know that in comparison to a lot of people, I don't really have that many. I think I have 13 or 14. I would like to get it down to like 6 or 8. And with 3 of them being large, full coverage pieces, it's probably going to end up being more like 8 because I have the 3 large full coverage pieces. I have Pandemic, and I have Glory of Autumn. Those 2 are also very big, but they're not full coverage. So that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for smaller pieces. But I would just really like to get that number down. I'm not sure why, but I think because I feel like I'm not getting anything done because I need to be able to focus more. So anyway. So the 5th item on my bucket list is to complete a quilt. It's called Women of the Bible, and I don't know how well this will show up. At the top, okay, so I have this in a notebook 3-ring binder. Like, this is all quilt pattern. It has 40 squares, At the top it says, this pattern is provided to you by the Quilt Corner, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The pattern down at the bottom says Stitch and Tree Quilts. I think that's who made the pattern. I don't honestly remember now exactly the details on how I got this. It was like either I had to sign up for their newsletter or I had to sign up for something, but it was a free, whatever it was free. And all I had to do was sign up, and then in my email, I think it was once a week, maybe, you would get this PDF pattern that you could print. So as you can see, I printed it, and it's in this notebook. Each pattern is the name of a different woman in the Bible. So block 1 is Eve. It gives you the pattern instructions, and then it actually has like a little devotional thing with it. Page 2 is like the directions, and then page 3 tells you what the finished block should look like size-wise, and has a spot for you to write a personal reflection. So it's kind of meant to be a Bible study at the same time as making this quilt, I think. And I didn't bring it out here, but I have, I think, maybe 2 squares done. And the squares don't go, it's not like the squares go in order either. It's not like this is 1, 2, 3. And they're not all the same size either. So part of what's in this notebook are the instructions. I mean, it's very, very nicely done. Instructions on how to put it all together, how to bind it, how to put the borders on, all that good stuff. Anyway, so when I got to looking at it, I thought, oh, well, I'd like to do that. My main reason being is all the squares are different. So I thought it would be really good practice for doing different designs and different quilt blocks. So anyway, like I said, I have maybe 1 or 2 blocks done, and I haven't touched it. And this, I downloaded this years ago. There's no date on any of this stuff, but a while ago. So that is number 5 on my bucket list. The 6th thing on my crafty bucket list is I would like to get back into paper crafting at least a little bit. I have really done next to nothing for most of this year. And if nothing else, I would like to use up some of my stash. I have tons of paper, and I would just like to use some of it up. Maybe get things down to just a basic collection, and then just have it on hand if I want to do something. But this year, basically, everyone has gotten store-bought cards. It looks like people are getting store-bought Christmas cards. And I have the stuff. I could have totally made Christmas cards and not had to probably buy any supplies because I have that much paper. And I want to get my life, I want to get things back under control to where I can do that. I really have to figure out how to manage my time better. And I say that, but I'm not really sure that that's an option. Right now I'm working 45 hours a week. I spend, let's see, an hour and a half every day on the road. So that's 4, 5, 6 hours of the week on the road. I do have to keep my house under control. I have to make sure that, things around here get done. My family likes to have clean laundry. So maybe I can't manage my time better. Maybe there's just not any more time to manage, but I want to try. So that was the crafting bucket list. I thought it was a fun thing, and I would love to hear if any of the rest of you have a crafting bucket list. What kinds of things do you want to get done? The last couple things on my list for today would be reading. I have been reading right along, as always, reading and listening to audiobooks. And I thought I would mention 3 books today. The first one I want to mention is called The Librarian of San Malo, which is spelled SAINT-MALO, by Mario Escobar. I gave this one 3 stars. It was a World War II novel. It was pretty good, but it wasn't the best World War II novel that I've read. I listened to it on audio. It was good. It was okay. With just 3 stars. It was okay. No, 3 stars as I liked it. Then I read this one. This was an advanced reader's copy that I had gotten. It was called A Woman of Intelligence. It was by Karen Tanabe. Not sure how you say that. Tanabe. And I gave this one 2 stars. I was actually disappointed. The premise for this novel sounded very good to me, but then I was very disappointed in the actual novel itself. I also, excuse me, I listened to The Librarian of Boone's Hollow by Vogel Sawyer, and I gave that one 4 stars. I always enjoy Kim Vogel Sawyer's books. She is a Christian fiction author. This was another Pack Horse Librarian book. They seem to be everywhere these days. But this one had a little bit of a different twist to it. And I did enjoy it. So if you like Christian fiction and you like, it was historical, obviously, if it had Pack Horse Librarians in it, I would recommend that one. The other 2, you could take them or leave them. Goals update, I'm still walking every day. I am at about 941 miles at this point for this year. So I am finding myself bundling up these days because it's cold, but I intend to try to walk outside as much as possible throughout the winter because I really don't enjoy walking inside. I'll do it, but I don't enjoy it. And I truly believe that the fresh air is good for me. So anyway, that's all I had on my list for today. I hope that this finds everyone doing well and having lots of crafty time. Until next time, happy stitching.